There's very specific things that everybody watching can do between now and Sunday. Like, this isn't something you got to wait to do. You can do half of these right now, but we've got a great list here. And all this really is, Steve, is what are things that typically work for agents and businesses to get business? And then what are we doing? We're doing the Game of Thrones edition. So this isn't still water cooler. We're still giving people tips, mute the words on Twitter, check out Google Trends, but it's the Game of Thrones edition. Mm-hmm. Like you may be the first ponytail on the show.
It's very possible. It's very possible. You know what I'm going to do for the last third of this episode?
Are you going to let your hair down?
I'm taking it down. I'm taking it down. Now it's serious.
If you can just hold that drink like this now.
Oh yeah.
You're really this is people are going to know I don't really watch because I don't know if it's Tyrion or Tyrion. Can you just say the name again, Steve?
Tyrion Lannister.
Tyrion. Okay. Proving I do not know everything about the show. And by the way, Steve has been consuming Game of Thrones since he was in college and he read all the books.
Yeah.
So it's funny because like my son, don't take this the wrong way. He's kind of a geek too. He's into the geek culture.
I know what I am.
So he went, what I'm starting to notice is that there's a path now, Steve. It's Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. It's sort of, as you get older, there's that same genre to scratch the itch. And I like the Harry Potter stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm starting to see it's like, Lucas, you ain't ready for Game of Thrones yet, bro. Yeah. I've seen some of those scenes. We ain't reading that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't throw that his way for a couple more years. He's incredibly bright in his reading aptitude. He could handle it, but yeah, just give him a few more years.
Yeah. So here's the specifics. So one of the most successful things real estate agents do is they host parties. So they'll rent out a movie theater or they'll do a big fall festival. So what I would recommend doing is do a watch party. Do a Game of Thrones watch party. Do it at your house. Do it at a local bar. Like, I don't know if we've got the footage. John, if you can pull up this footage, I know there's a link in the show notes to it. But you wouldn't think that people would get together, kind of like you're watching the NFL or you're watching the NBA or the World Cup. There are actually watch parties for Game of Thrones that hundreds of people come to. So you could partner with a local bar that's got the rights to use HBO. I bet you could pack the house. And then you just do our John Prescott technique. You take a bunch of pictures during it. You got a clipboard where you get all their info. Hey, we'll send you all this out afterwards. But there was a bar reaction to Arya's epic scene.
Spoilers in general, but so we can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll say spoilers again in case someone's sharing. But the scene, Steve, where Arya goes after the Night Walker and just the knife drop. I mean, it was epic. And you should see the reaction of the people at the bar. It was no different than when Kawhi Leonard hit that shot that rattled, went in, and everybody exploded. Everybody exploded when Arya did the knife. So, do a watch party. I almost guarantee anybody watching right now, go on your profile, say, hey, I'm going to have a party this Sunday for the Game of Thrones series finale. Would you be interested in coming? You're going to have past clients there. You're going to have your sphere there. Have fun with it. Make some drinks. You know what I mean? Make it a theme. Have a good time with it. The other one, Steve, is giveaways. I mean, we talk about this all the time. Gas card, give away a book. What are we giving away? White Walker bottle of Johnny. So what you do is you take a proven tactic like a giveaway. But here was one of the clever ideas that our team came up with. There is this real concern right now at HBO that when this show ends on Sunday, they're going to have a mass they're going to lose. What was the number, Steve? 40%?
I think estimated something like they're thinking 30-40% of their subscribers are on for Game of Thrones.
Yeah. And now here's what's so funny is they've had this. HBO's been dealing with this for decades because everybody thought everyone would cancel it when what's it called went off. You know what I mean? When Sopranos. Yeah.
They've had tentpole properties in the past, and so to me, the flip side of the fear of, oh goodness, we're going to lose so many viewers that subscribe to our service because of this one show. Well, if they all subscribe because of that one show, they're actually have a net positive.
Yeah.
Actually done really good work in drawing new eyes to their shows, their properties.
Yeah.
And what they've done with it is before every episode now, you're seeing trailers for upcoming series that says like, whatever you like, we got it. We've got Big Little Lies, and we've got a book based on the comic book, The Watchmen.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of that. They're proving their value before it ends. Before every episode, all their commercials, they're really sticking their flag in the ground. But let's be honest. Millions of people are going to cancel this Sunday once it's over. Not to say they won't come back. So here's what I would do, you guys. Give away 1 year free of HBO. You can give away HBO Now. You can give away HBO Go, and you can spin it. Hey, I'm guessing a lot of you are like me, and you're thinking about canceling HBO, but you might not want to. There's a Game of Thrones spinoff. There's all these other great shows. So if you follow us and give us your email and like this post, right? Do a contest. If you guys don't know how to do a contest, go back to our Instagram episode. We go really deep on contests, but I love tying in that HBO is not going to be as good. So why pay for it? Why not win it? I think that contest would do really well. The other thing, Steve, is just like, I love reaction videos. I was watching some this morning with the NBA draft, like, you know, the poor New York Knicks fans who all thought they were getting Zion.
They really thought they were.
And watching those reactions, watching their sorrow, watching their fury, their frustration. So a reaction video is sort of like, you know, it's like you set up a camera and you just let it record you watch the show. And, you know, your genuine reactions start to come out, and those reaction videos go viral. A lot of them do really well on social. You know, watching the exact moment that this happened, or, you know, obviously everybody's wondering who's going to take the throne. That's, you know, which we're going to take our guesses here in a second.
Yeah, we'll do that towards the end.
The other thing we mentioned, Steve, is since Game of Thrones, people love it or hate it. Like, take advantage of that. Do a poll. Do a poll on Instagram. Do you hate Game of Thrones or love it? Like, if you guys go to my Instagram right now, or go to the Curaytor Twitter feed. If you go to my stories, we've got a poll right now. Are you team Game of Thrones or do you hate Game of Thrones? If you go to Twitter, team Game of Thrones, hate Game of Thrones. So leveraging polls on Insta, on Twitter, on Facebook, leverage the fact that we know a lot of people won't like it. How about who will take the Iron Throne? I mean, we don't even know if there is an Iron Throne, Steve. That Iron Throne is like inside a bunch of rubble right now. But who will take the Iron Throne? You know, like, people want to vote on that stuff. Another one you thought of, Steve, that I loved was the Super Bowl squares, right? You know, people love to do the page, and you choose the score. And if you get the score right at the end of each quarter, you win $5 or something. Now, gambling is not legal everywhere, but these are just fun little things you can do at home to have more fun when you watch the show. But Steve, I'm going to set you up for the next one because it's my favorite one.
This is your favorite. I want to say, I wanted you to explain this.
I want to set you up for this.
All right.
Because this is our idea for your past clients in Sphere. I want you to think to yourself right now, who is my best past client that loves Game of Thrones? That's what you got to ask yourself. Who's a current client that you're working with that loves Game of Thrones? Steve, tell everybody about Cameo. And John, I don't know if we can pull Cameo up while Steve talks through it, but it's a super cool way to take advantage of Game of Thrones.
Guys, if you haven't seen Cameo already, it is an awesome 21st century social media friendly way of doing shout outs, like, to a whole nother degree. This isn't one where you have to like run into a celebrity in a restaurant and awkwardly ask them for an autograph or a selfie and then send it to your friend. You can just pay them on the internet and they will record a video saying pretty much whatever you want.
And there's a lot of celebrities that have done it. Like, you can get sports celebrities, actors, but we found some pretty famous Game of Thrones characters that will record a 1-minute video for one of your clients. Maybe it's your top agent of the quarter, you know, but we found the Night King. John, can you pull this up? It's cameo.com/Ferdo. All the links are in the doc there, John. But this is the Night King, the real one that plays the Night King. And he will do a video for your friend. There was another one. You know what I liked about, I don't know who this guy is, Steve, Mace
Tyrell. So he was part of House Tyrell. He was married to Lady Olenna, if you guys remember her from a couple years back, who was ultimately revealed to be the woman who poisoned Joffrey. What a great way to kill one of the best villains ever. So Mace Tyrell, the actor who plays him, also plays like the recorder or like a sort of flute. And I saw a video where he plays the Game of Thrones theme on his recorder. Like, we're not talking Hot Cross Buns or Three Blind Mice. He's playing the Game of Thrones theme on his recorder. And you can get him to send that. Like, I love that you took it from sending it to a client to even using it for office morale. You could make it a contest in your office if you've got a bunch of people who are. So this goes beyond Game of Thrones. Like you said, athletes. There's other actors from other series, other films, things like that. There's pro wrestlers.
Yeah, John, click on the second row, the third guy. The second row, the third guy. Right there. He will play the opening music for you in the video. And he also was a character on the show. So I can see so many cool use cases for Cameo. Actually, Steve, I don't know if you saw this morning. My buddy Joel, he got one done by Scott Steiner, a famous wrestler.
Oh, no.
And you can actually get these actors to just say how great your business is. He was like, hey, if you're thinking about getting barbecue in Lakeland Barbecue is where it's at.
No way.
So this is a really cool platform called Cameo. My guess is most of the people not watching, but there's actors, celebrities, athletes, and you can see there's tons of Game of Thrones characters. Now, the other one, John, while you're online, go ahead and pull up the replica Iron Throne.
This one's you got to have a bigger marketing budget for this one.
Well, depending on if you get the Walmart one, there's a wall. So there's a cardboard one from Walmart. But what we found, this one is so bootleg. Look at that. That is not even right. That is a Game of Thrones replica throne from Walmart. And it's made out of cardboard.
It's very clearly being used at proms and homecomings for themed pictures for that young lady and for birthdays.
Exactly. Not terrible, but John, pull up a really nice one because we saw like AT&T did an $18,000 giveaway. But the Iron Throne is on tour and they tour with it, but you can get replicas now. So I was thinking about this, like imagine you had an open house where you had the throne in the front yard and people could stop and take a picture with the throne with your lawn sign and your listing behind it. Unbelievable amounts of traction. You'll probably get local press.